Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Welcome aboard, everyone. Let's go ahead and talk market, shall we? We do this every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time during market days. So if you do like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe our videos. We do them every day, like I said. And if we get to 4,000 subscribers, we're at 3,500 currently. We will do a live trading session. Last time we did it, you guys really enjoyed it. We want to do it again. So let's go ahead and talk markets. Dow futures are down 98 points pre-market. NASDAQ futures down 22 points, 99.51 currently, and S&P futures at 30.40 currently. Russell 2000 futures down about 0.5%, underperforming the broader market. The VIX is up about 1.4%. Crude oil is down about 1.66% at 39 level. Bitcoin is down about 0.43%. Seems to be not about 91.55, 9,000 seems to be that support. Gold futures flat, exactly flat, 1781 an ounce. Silver futures up about 0.34% at 1812 an ounce. Look at bonds this morning. We'll bring up CNBC because what we have is bond futures. I want to get you the actual bond yield. Bond yields are down about 9 basis points at 62.7. And dollar yen for my forex people is up about 16 pips, 107.73, and dollar index is up 0.15% with gasoline futures up slightly at 1.19%. Okay, so yesterday we had a really nice bounce in the market. We actually broke the 50-day on E-mini futures, broke the 100-day on E-mini futures, but not enough to get to the 200, which is kind of your resistance there. So we kind of hung out right at the 100-day moving average, and we're kind of been staying there now. We're at 30.41 currently. Techs came back up. We actually went short Qs after the morning dump, and then we got out within about 20 minutes because the market started soaring. So what you had yesterday was the dump from Sunday and then a bounce due to a very, very strong pending home sales report. Pending home sales were, I think, probably like a record. I think it was up like 44% month over month from a negative reading last month. So very strong reading. So that's a really good sign for the economy, like a snapback. Boeing soared yesterday about 12%. We played some Boeing calls. We talked about that with you guys here. We answered some questions about it. And we also talked about Apple yesterday. And Apple did tap about 363 on that level. So I did have some targets. Remember, I had BA over 181. You target the 190 calls if you took that in the morning note. We also had the 200. We were talking that if Facebook continued to go down, but it broke 206. So if you went long, congratulations. And if you broke 355, that fib level, which is actually that breakout level on Apple, and you played the 360 calls, you were in the money yesterday. So well done. That's what we're looking at currently. So let's take a look at pre-market movers, and then we'll go over what to expect today. Micron did beat their earnings report. They're up about 5%. If you own any of the chip makers like NVIDIA or AMD, they are up in sympathy. Simon Property Group up about 5% as well. Let's see what else is moving. American Airlines down about 1% pre-market. Boeing taking a little bit of a breather, down 2.87%. These kind of moves do happen, especially after a big rush to the upside, like that 12% move in Boeing yesterday due to the 737 MAX test flight from the FAA. I wouldn't be surprised if we tap and go from the 200-day. So if you want to take a look at Boeing, wait till it taps the 200-day moving average of 185.77. If that holds, we should be able to bounce. And then also Southwest Airlines was double upgraded yesterday. They're up 0.20 again. United Airlines down about 0.79%. Advanced Micro Devices here, AMD, like I said, is up. Uber is up 3.75%. We do own shares in that. They're looking to buy Postmates. Apple's down about 0.5%. Spirit Aerosystems, not Spirit Airlines, down 3.63%. Fastly, well, a nice bounce after that, well, little bounce after yesterday's sell, 1.23%. I kept getting asked those questions about Fastly. These kind of parabolic moves, if you want to take a look at it, they tend to not last. You could see any kind of stock that does kind of do those moves. Just those really quick parabolic moves, you set some kind of pullback. But Fastly is now at the 100-day. So if you want to go ahead and actually get into buying some shares, this would probably be the level to do it, right at the 100-day. So you can ease into it. Again, I don't know much about the company. But if you were looking to get in a position, this would be it. Again, think of the names that move that quickly. Beyond Space, they move sharply up, and then you get those flushes. So those flushes are where you want to buy. You don't want to buy on the upside. You want to buy on the pullbacks if you're an investor. Today, Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, and Fed Chair Powell will be speaking in front of the House Financial Services Committee. Keep an eye on that because it's very important to see if we're going to get that extension of the unemployment benefit, the $600 extra to taxpayers, and see, we can get that continuation of stimulus. I think any kind of continuation of stimulus will be helpful for the economy. So let's see what Mnuchin says or Fed Chair Powell says on additional stimulus, an additional $1,200 or maybe an expansion of the PPP loans or SBA. Keep in mind the tax deadline, it was not moved. It's now July 31st. The speculation was that was going to be extended to September. That was not the case unless the IRS and Congress agreed to extension. They did not. So that's where we are. So a stimulus is something to very much watch for during the testimony today. You can watch the testimony on CNBC or you can watch it on C-SPAN if you have TV. All right, let's answer some questions. KK Kim. Will we hit the bottom again? Zero chance. S&P. There's no such thing as zero chance, but a very unlikely chance we hit the March bottom of 2198. Very low probability, in my opinion. Hoping for a green day. Cases down percentage points. Florida, California, Texas. Yeah, except for Arizona, but John. But again, I mean, that's a really good news that you're seeing less. I mean, we're seeing less cases based on the 7-day rolling average. So those kind of headlines are nice, but when they do hit, this is now all about COVID now. So again, health risk aside, the main thing is that we got to see if these infection rates do go up. Houston is almost at capacity when it comes to hospitals. So it's very, very important to see if these COVID cases spike. They usually report around 10, 11, or 12. So you see any kind of headline from Reuters or from TNBC or Bloomberg, and you see that big reaction from the market. It just happens. Let's go ahead and see. KK Kim is asking about Beyond. Let's go ahead and answer that about Beyond. Beyond here, if you're an investor, let's take a look at the daily together. You can see that we're kind of retesting that breakout point of 131.55. So again, it could be a good time to maybe reload. You're right there at the 50-day. If you want to wait for the 100-day of 108.85, that's fine too. I don't own this stock, but here you go. You can see if we do break above, I would say wait for around 136 to play calls because this was our previous breakout point on the daily, and you're seeing a nice little recovery there, but a big drop on Monday. So again, if you're depends on what your perspective is on Beyond. Some entry from Microsoft on Apple's and calls and puts. All right, so Apple, we are testing again the 100-day. I am watching the 365 calls. So again, it could be an interesting play, but we need to go ahead and retake the yesterday's close at 361.78. We were up pre-market, but obviously a little down here. So again, 100-day moving average is very key. I would say around 362, you could play the 365s for this week on Apple. If you want to give yourself a little more room, I would say the 365s for next week. They'll be a little pricier, but again, it'll be a lot safer for you because it'll give you more time, less time decay. On Microsoft, again, we're right here on the 50-day, broke down below the 100-day. So again, this one doesn't look as bullish, in my opinion, as an Apple would here. So again, I would just wait. If we want to throw in a 50-day moving average on the Apple chart, I can go ahead and do that, and then we can get an idea of where we are going. Give me a second here. Let's see if we move an average. I'll go ahead and add the 50. Oh, and I always put this purple for the 50-day. Yeah, 50-day right there, actually. 50 and 100-day moving average across there. And you can see we're just kind of chilling on it. So I think a break of 354 is a good buying opportunity for the stock. But again, if you're looking at for and actually, if you break this wick here, I would actually see this gap of 350.14. Then you could probably fill that gap to around 347. But again, we're still way above that. So 354.77 is your previous all-time high and your break. That's the level you really want to watch. If we break down below that, that'd be a good chance to buy, and I'd probably buy more shares then. Let's see. BA for retired Knicks fan. Yeah, BA, we just talked about it. 185.77 is your 200-day. We should be able to tap that today. So again, I wouldn't want to buy puts against it. I would wait to see if we tap that 200-day, if not break it. and then you could probably see a bounce there. Again, these kind of 12% moves, especially in a big cap stock like Boeing, doesn't last, and you always get some kind of pullback the next day. Not the full 12%, but again, some kind of pullback. You're gonna get some kind of profit taking. We just answered Microsoft. Dylan, thoughts on XLK for the long term? That's the technology sector. I love technology sector as a whole. So again, that's my biggest holding is the tech sector. Absolutely, I would buy some. You could always buy SPY-G, XLK. SPY-G tends to be heavier tech. XLK is the tech sector for the S&P, or you could buy the Nasdaq QQQ. I prefer you buy the QQQ there, Camille, long term. But again, just like anything else, you wanna, kind of work your way in. Don't buy all one shot and work your way up. So you could take a look at the daily chart. You could see it's just a nice V-shaped recovery and a break. So again, we're about $9 away from the all-time high. If you're a long-term investor, absolutely you buy QQQ today, especially on this slight dip. Not a big dip, but slight dip. Any other questions this morning? Oh, you're welcome. All right, there's no more questions. We'll go ahead and leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll catch you two guys tomorrow for our next video, which is at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to turn on notifications. Make sure to like and subscribe our videos. We really do appreciate it. And tomorrow's the first of the month, so great, and a lot more coming. So make sure keep an eye on Mnuchin and Powell's comments. Take a look at Boeing. Take a look at Apple. Take a look at Beyond. Beyond could be interesting. So again, I want to go ahead and reiterate, Beyond could be interesting play. We had a nice little flush yesterday. So again, nice little put to the upside. 133.66. I have an alert there. Again, these are not limit orders. This is just an alert. If you break that, you could target maybe the 140s or the 135s. Just keep an eye. I have one more question here. AMD. AMD was a bounce. Nice with Micron. I own stock. I actually bought the dip here. And we're right at the 50 days, so we need 52.46 before we do anything with calls. Just a heads up. Been a while since I've been on the morning note. Please tell me you have quit vaping. Seriously, bro. No, I have not quit vaping. No. Can't wait till we do another live. Yes, we need to have 4,000 subscribers. Once we do, it is on. I can't wait to do it. Thank you. FB levels. Let's see. FB levels is Facebook. All right, Facebook. The next level I have to the upside is 225 for some calls, and then we can go ahead and target the 100-day or 200-day, which is right around 231. Then you could get the 230 calls or maybe 235s. But to the downside, 205, 200 is your buy zone. If you get to 200 on Facebook, you go ahead and buy. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you guys soon. Make sure to like and subscribe. And thanks again for joining us.